Okay, I got interrupted on my last video, so I'm just going to start all over again because it's probably going to be better if I start all over. Okay, so I'm making this video again about access consciousness and the final teachings of Buddhism and how they coexist and how they are similar and how they are actually the same thing, but they are just taught in a different way. Okay, so access consciousness says they're not a religion, but they are a religion. It's just how you define religion, and some people say Buddhism isn't a religion, but I think that's a bunch of bullshit. They say it's a life philosophy. Well, all religions are life philosophy, just like access consciousness is a life philosophy. It's about questioning everything and don't come to conclusion and that's a religion. It's a set of beliefs, and they say we don't have any beliefs, but anyway, that is a belief. Okay. Anyway, you can call it an awareness, or you can call it a belief, or you can call it whatever. You can call it faith, or you can call it whatever. It's a faith. And a faith and belief might be two different things. Who cares? It's all semantics. Okay, so here's what it is. I was reading the Foundation Manual, and I just had this total awareness when he said, there's only three things to an infinite being. And those are energy, space, and consciousness. And it's just like, boom! Because I've been trying to define the threefold reality that's defined as the Hon Noze So, Noze Sho, Noze Tai, which is the first three of the 10 factors of life. Myo Hon. Excuse me. This heater's going here. Heater's going. It makes my throat go all weird, phlegming up. Okay, anyways, plus I was getting over a sickness a few weeks ago, and I'm still getting over the cough and stuff when my throat gets dry. I should take a drink. Okay. Perfect. That was exactly what I needed. So, the threefold reality we live in according to Buddhism is appearance, nature, and entity. That's one translation of the threefold reality. It's the first three factors of the 10 factors of life. But if you go watch my video called Buddhist Dialogue with Science, you'll get a more thorough explanation of the 10 factors of life. I'm not going to go into that on this video, because this is related to the first three factors of life, which are, in one translation, it is the thusness of appearance, the thusness of nature, and the thusness of entity. Now, this word entity, I don't like the definition of it because it has many other connotative meanings. Like, for example, you're an entity, I'm an entity. There's disembodied entities. There's also entities, fictitious entities, like the fictitious entity called the United States of America. It's a fictitious entity. A corporation is a fictitious entity, has a fictitious name statement. These are all entities. They take on a life force of their own because they become... A god is an entity. It's a projected entity of human consciousness. We create gods through our mind. Enough people agree to something or resist and react to something, they create an entity, a devil, whatever. It's all a fictitious entity. It's a projection, an expectation, a judgment. Anyway, that's virtual vibrational reality, but we are also virtual vibrational reality. If you look at appearance, what is appearance? Appearance is energy. Energy appears to be real, like this is a bunch of swirling patterns of energy and it appears to be real, so it has an appearance. That's called the thusness of appearance, or the first factor of life in the threefold reality in Buddhism. So that's energy. Space. What is space? Space is the coup of reality, or the thusness of nature. It's invisible. It's space. We know that the appearance of the atom has only a very small portion of that is actually particles, which are actually only swirling patterns of energy. So there's a lot more space between these appearance, thusness of appearance, which isn't really appearance, it's just energy, but it appears to be something. And that is what is the first two factors of life. Appearance, nature, and entity. What is entity? Well, it's consciousness. So consciousness is that which never goes away. So we can take away the appearance of nature, the appearance of reality, and the nature of reality, and you still have consciousness. And consciousness appears as life in its physical manifestation right now. That's the first factor of life. But it also comes to us in our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which are not really thoughts, feelings, and emotions. That's the lower harmonics of what is being, knowing, and perceiving. So being, knowing, and perceiving is the nature of this threefold reality of people and beings, and all of it, because actually everything physical, whether it's this light post, looks real, it feels real, it stays together because it's swirling patterns of energy, space, and consciousness. And it does have a consciousness. It does occupy space. In between all the little atoms is more space than anything else. So this is exactly why I'm going to do a radio show. The differences and similarities between Access Consciousness as a new religion and Buddhism as a new, or the Final Teachings of Buddhism as a new religion since the 1200s, and it became a worldwide religion, Nichiren Buddhism, at the end of World War II and the beginning, or before World War II and after World War II. Actually, after World War II, when the Soka Gakkai grew to international proportions. And I also believe, as I did in one of my other videos, that the second president of the Soka Gakkai is, in a walk-in form, the founder of Access Consciousness. But you'll have to go back to watch that one. So that's why he's teaching the Final Teachings of Buddhism that he taught when he was Josei Toda, but he doesn't know that yet. He doesn't have that awareness now, maybe yet. But anyway, he will, because I'm going to remind him who he was. Because I will remind you all who I was when you're ready. Okay, peace out, everyone. Thank you for listening. Nanu Nanu.